What is up, everybody? I'm Jared, and I will be going over my core four of MLB picks for PrizePicks today. If you are new here, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. That way we know that you're following along. It also helps you to get notified when new shows are posted. We do them just about every single day. Also, if you're not currently playing on PrizePicks and you wanted to give it a try, if you sign up there using promo code WINDAILY, that'll get you a 100% deposit match up to $100. We will also go ahead and throw in a free 60-day trial period of Win Daily Gold. It's a $100 value. Gets you access to all of our daily articles and also access to our Discord, where we are constantly talking about different plays for DFS and PrizePicks. So go ahead and sign up there today using promo code WINDAILY. So if we do a recap of yesterday, we had a strong day. We returned back to the win column or winning ways. We went 3-1 with our picks. Julio Rodriguez ended up homering, so he hit his half run plus RBI number. Josh Naylor homered, so we hit the home run prop for the Guardians, and Kevin Gausman hit his number with 6 Ks. We were just looking for 5.5. The only one that missed was Austin Riley. I would have played that again today if it was available. It just kind of happens sometimes, but we will look to continue with the winning ways, and we will look to go 4-0 today with the picks. So let's go ahead and jump in. The first one that we are going to go with today is going to be, we're going to go with Tim Anderson and his 1.5 total bases. The White Sox are one of my favorite offenses on the night tonight. I'm going to be stacking them up a ton in DFS and using a bunch of the guys from the White Sox and PrizePicks. Anytime they face a lefty, I'm all over them. And today they're facing off a lefty in Devin Smeltzer, who has started to show some cracks. Over his last 5 outings, he's had 2 blow-up games, and I think he has another one today. There's a few teams that are as good against lefties as the White Sox, and one of their best players against lefties is Tim Anderson. Anderson has a 1.128 OPS versus them on the year. He's right at the top of the leaderboards in slugging percentage for them, average. So I just love using him against lefties. Against lefties this year, he's hitting 465. So you always have to use him when they're playing lefties, and they're playing a very beatable lefty today in Smeltzer. So we're going to go with the over on this 1.5 total base number. The next one that we are going to go with is going to be Brendan Rodgers. Let's go ahead and pull him up. We're going to be using his half run or 1.5 total base number also. It should come up eventually. There we go. Yeah, so Brendan Rodgers, 1.5 total base number. Rodgers and the Rockies get a matchup with Jose Quintana tonight. And Quintana hasn't pitched poorly, but if he has a weakness, it is righties. And anytime you pitch in cores, your weaknesses get exaggerated. So I do expect them to get exaggerated today. The Rockies have been really good against lefties too this year, and one of the leading guys on the team has been Brendan Rodgers. His OPS of 937 ranks right at the top of the team for that metric. His 20 WRC ranks second, again just behind Connor Joe, and his 537 slugging percentage ranks right behind Chris Bryant, who hasn't had as many at bats against lefties this year as Rodgers. So when you think of Rodgers or when you think of the Rockies that are good against lefties, you always have to think about Brendan Rodgers. Also against lefties this year, he's hitting 337. So he's just hitting a ton against them, hitting for power, getting on base. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go with the over on this 1.5 total base number for Brendan Rodgers today. The next one that we're going to go with is going to be a first inning runs allowed one. I am going to be going with the White Sox and Twins game. I think there's going to be a ton of offense in this one, so we're going to go with the over on this one. This is a game where I'm going to probably do a game stack with at least one of my lineups in DFS. You have 2 very beatable pitchers. I already highlighted what the White Sox have done against lefties this year, and they're facing off against Smeltzer. If we go on the other side, Michael Kopech hasn't been very good of late. In his last 4 starts, he's given up at least 3 earned runs. In most of them, he's given up more than that. And he's getting a matchup against the Twins, who Twins have a really good lineup, and they have some really good lefties in there, and that's where we're going to want to attack Kopech. So guys like Arise, Polanco, Kepler, they should all smash tonight, and even guys like Correa and Buxton. I mean, I know Buxton is one of the more frustrating hitters in all of baseball, but all of those guys should have a good night against Kopech today. So I think both teams score early and often in this one. So I do think that we get at least a first inning run between one of the two teams. So I'm going to go with the over on it. The last one that we're going to go with today is going to be a strikeout prop, and that is going to be Brandon Woodruff. His 6.5 K prop, it seems really low. Seems like they're setting it based off of what the Giants did last season and not what they've been doing this year. If you look at what Woodruff has done since he's come back from the DL, he's got 27 Ks over his last 3 outings. He's had a game of 10, 9, and 8. So he's in great form, and he's facing off against the Giants team that has been striking out a lot more this year. Over the last week, they have a 27% K rate. And then if we just look at what they've done against righties over the last month, the projected lineup has a 25% K rate versus righties. So there's definitely some Ks in there, and I feel like the Woodruff one should have been more at like 7.5. So I think there's some value in this 6.5 strikeout prop. So we're going to go with the over on his 6.5 strikeouts today. So if we do a recap of what we're looking at today, we are going to go with the over on Tim Anderson's 1.5 total bases. We're going to go with the over on Brendan Rodgers' 1.5 total bases. We're going to go with the over on the half run allowed in that White Sox and Twins game. And we're going to go with the over on Brandon Woodruff's 6.5 strikeouts. So that's our core for today. If you end up using them, just make sure to hit like and subscribe. That way we know that you're following along. Also, if you have any questions about your own picks, just make sure to drop some notes in the comments. Happy to answer any questions that you may have. That said, let's improve on the 3-1 yesterday and go 4-0 today. Good luck, everybody.